Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, aka the Drunken Master, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Sasquatch Stanley.
There you go. And we're back with the episode. And guess what? This time we are live on location. Well, I'm not on location, I'm at the house, but Eli's on location.
I'm in the woods, like literally in the woods. That's why
Like I
it's
said,
all black right now. It's all dark.
Eli, you were taking this Halloween celebration a little bit too far. I know you're a horror movie fan, but damn.
Yeah, this is some Blair Witch, Evil Dead, fucking Camp Crystal Lake shit out here, man. I'm like,
I mean,
straight up
are
in the
you
woods.
hunting like some? Are you like right outside of a of a camp right now?
I'm squatching. I'm looking for squatches.
You sitting outside of a. Yeah.
No, I'm with the family, sort of family vacation. Baby mama came, was taking the kids out to Washington. I wasn't gonna go, but they kind of twisted my arm, and I end up coming with. So, mainly to help out with my daughter. My daughter has special needs, so she's a handful. So, giving a hand there. Plus, to monitor me because I had an allergic reaction last week.
Right, yeah, we saw pictures of that, yeah.
Yeah, I ended up in the hospital last week. I had trigger fingers in my hands, so I went and got a cortisone shot, and I had an allergic reaction. I started itching and got hives all over. So they rushed me to the emergency room, had to give me a bunch of adrenaline shots and shit, and then monitor me for the next couple weeks. So they're like, maybe you should come with so we can make sure you're okay, because if we leave you alone, you know what I mean? Nobody can be here if I needed help. So, so okay.
Okay, so right now you're still under, not quarantine, but observation or?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I've been fine, but yeah. So I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest, right outside of Seattle, about an hour outside of Seattle in the Pacific Northwest woods, and yeah, kind of traveling around. I went and saw the ocean yesterday over here. Never seen the Pacific Ocean, so that was pretty cool. And went to the town where Twilight was filmed.
Okay. I didn't know you're a Twilight fan, but okay.
I'm not. But we passed through there. It was on their way. It was on our way. We were going through the Olympic, the rainforest and the Olympic mountain range or whatever it's called out here. Mm-hmm. And then today I was in Seattle, kind of, cruising around the city, checking out the sights. Saw Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee's grave today. That was pretty cool.
Nice. Didn't know it was bad. I think his high school, not high school, but the school he taught is in Seattle.
Yeah, I think so. Or San Francisco, one of the two. I know he taught
one or two. Because I was up there one time and I saw something there. So
Seattle?
What I saw, but yeah, Seattle.
Okay, cool.
I've been there before. Yeah, I was the only black person in the town, but yeah, I was there.
There's some black people. I feel better when I see other colored folk.
The black like people in Seattle look so depressed, though. That's the thing, because it's rained all the time, and I just want to know, blink your eyes if you want me to take you back to Mississippi with me. We have sun there. There's a lot of sun, but we have sun there.
Now driving out here through all the redneck towns and shit. If I saw a black person or a brown person, I'm like, whoosh, I start relaxing.
I feel a little bit safe. Okay, so it's not Get Out like I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of Indian reservations out here too, and I always feel relaxed when we pass through those. So,
just in case if I need to escape, I know where to go.
Yeah, okay. I ain't the only darky out here.
All right, that being said, can we move on to the next part of the podcast? Okay, I sent all the links out. If everybody's jumping on, definitely send out the link, go live, comment, all stuff like that. So, Eli, this is the week right before Halloween, so you know what we do with Bully Town. We have a thing. We have a tradition. We have a tradition, and what we always do is the do's and don'ts of how to dress up for Halloween. Now, normally we do this. We do this because people do stupid shit around Halloween, and they don't know any better, and they like to be culturally insensitive. And we try to set them on the right direction. Nobody listens to us, but we did our due diligence. So, Eli, I'm going to switch it up this time. You there?
Yeah. Let me share. Okay. I'm sharing out. Let me share out the link and get this going.
Okay, because the thing is, your face just looks like a Michael Myers Halloween mask. It's not moving at all, so it's like scaring the shit out of me. But that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna power through this thing. So normally every time we do the do's and don'ts, I always direct my attention basically directly towards white people. But this time, Eli, in 2020, because this world is so topsy-turvy right now, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna direct this do's and don'ts to black people. Okay. Now, the reason I'm going to say this because there's a popular show going on right now called Lovecraft Country, which we're going to talk about later on today. But in Lovecraft Country, there was a popular character that was on the show, and I see some people going around talking about, oh, I'm going to dress up as this, I'm going to dress up as this. And the people we're going to talk about, which we didn't talk about on the show, Eli, but we're going to talk about Topsy and Bopsy.
Okay, now, yeah.
We're going to talk about Topsy and Bopsy. Now, black people, please, do not dress as Topsy and Bopsy on Halloween. One, because of the scariest shit you see, you're gonna get punched in the face. Two, Topsy and Bopsy are based on a very old negative black stereotype, and pretty much the first negative black stereotype in modern media. Like they invented the pickaninny because Topsy and Bopsy, Topsy comes from Uncle Tom's Cabin. She was a short story character in there and basically about this wayward girl, slave girl, had no parents, no intelligence, no anything. And pretty much every single negative black stereotype afterwards came from that. So dressing up as Topsy and Bopsy, just reinforcing a stereotype that you're doing. So it's almost like you're wearing blackface on top of blackface. Don't do it. Don't be an idiot. Just that's my thing. Now, are people gonna listen to me? No, they're not, Eli. They're gonna do whatever the hell they want to do. But that's it. So, yeah, hold up. Before I'm let you jump in, we got a call. Here we go. Man Reborn. 2020 is weird. 2020 is weird. It's weird. That's the fact I have to tell black people what not to do on Halloween. So, that's Eli, you want to right? So, Eli, you want to add anything about Halloween 2020?
Yeah, it's fucked up having Native American Heritage Month in the same fucking month as Halloween. It sucks. And football season.
Right. Well, one small victory, we got rid of the Redskins. Now we have the Washington football team.
Yeah, we got So,
and they won a game today. So.
Did they? Well, good for them.
There's the Cowboys. Everybody beats them, so it's like, yeah.
No, this is the time of year where people it's pissing people off, people are offended by it. You can, take it or leave it. But if you choose to do it, if you catch some hands for it, that's your own fault. That's all I got to say.
Right. And on top of that, like I said, COVID is still out there. So if you want to go to a Halloween party and for some reason you're not wearing a mask, like you should be, at least if nothing else, wearing masks on that day, whatever happens to you happens to you. I got no sympathy for you. So. And here's my thing. Like, I know we're saying about Topsy and Bopsy and their, nigga stereotype, stuff like that. But there are plenty of other stereotypes to begin with. For instance, you black, white, Asian, Native American, whatever like that. Feel free to dress up as Chun-Li. I have no problems with that. Especially if you're stacked and built like that. Eli, I'm going to tell you the truth. If anybody wears this, I'm fine with that. This right here, Eli, this is a cure for racism.
And hey, she's not like in yellow face. She doesn't have, she ain't doing like the eyes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. And that's a fictional character. It's a fictional character. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The perfect way to do this. I'll give you another example. Everybody's going to dress up as Harley Quinn. We know Harley Quinn is going to be a thing. Switch it up. Be Punchline. I want to see
Nobody knows what Punchline is.
I've been campaigning for Punchline before COVID even started. That's me. I'm campaigning for Punchline. Punchline 2020. And Eli, just for a peace offering, I'm going to give you another one that I want to see some cosplay of. Boom. Ray from Star Wars.
Yeah, Ray. Ray's been around for, that's what I'm saying. Ray is the illest, man. Best thing out of the new trilogy.
Now, I know we banned Star Wars. I'm putting it back in the bucket after this. I just want to pull out I want to put that as a peace offering.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Ray cosplay. Oh, shit.
Right, Ray cosplay.
Went out. Damn.
Now you really look scary as fuck. Okay, look, if Eli snatches me up out of this podcast, then you know what happens. You're just gonna see a hand just come out on my side.
Yeah, man, you better watch me. Like if something happens, it's like some Blair Witch shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're recording the whole shit and everything. We're gonna get 1 million podcasts because it was last time we see Eli. Oh man, let's move on. So I guess we're gonna talk about Lovecraft.
Sure.
Okay, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Lovecraft. Like I said, what we're gonna do, like I said, we kind of missed talking about the actual season finale. So I guess can we talk about this the overall season or how we feel about the season?
Yeah.
Or if you want to talk about the season finale, we can do that too. However you want to play this.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay. Overall, like I said, the season finale was pretty good. I want them to make another season 2, but if they don't make a season 2, then I think we can just look at this season 1 and look at it as a full body of work, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I do love how they dropped in some stuff. Hold on, let's see what Iron Man. Your name is not Iron Man. I keep want to call you that. Punchline movie 2024. It's coming. It's coming. We all
at
know
least the cartoon that DC Animation will probably make.
Right. That's the only thing that's working. Yeah, so Lovecraft Country had a bunch of stuff going on with it. What did I think about it? I do want to say that season finale, I don't know, Eli, it left me, I don't know how I want to feel. It shocked me for one thing. I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna spoil it for anybody if you haven't seen it, because I know a lot of people haven't seen it, but it was a shocking ending. I was like, you can't end it like that, but I guess you can, whatever like that. One thing about it, like we know, Hippolyta came back. Did I say it right? Hippolyta. These comics fucking with me. They fucking with me, man, because she's Wonder Woman's mother in one way. But anyway, Hippolyta came back from the future to come back to the past. And one thing I did like about it is she said, when she learned how to draw in the comics, she like, who taught you? And she said, Afua taught me. And then that was actually a pretty good shout out because Afua Richardson is a real person. So what she's saying, she traveled to the future, and Afua Richardson, because she drew some shit from Marvel. She taught her how to draw. She came back, and that's how she learned how to draw that stuff. So when she said it, she went on Twitter, stuff like that, and she was just sharing out. Like, they gave me a shout out on Lovecraft Country. I'm like, that's cool as fuck. Just throwing in, little shit like that. And I think that's what the whole point of the show was trying to make. Because, Eli, can I be honest about this show? I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna just put it out there.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less.
Okay, thank you. This is a safe space. Now, like I said, I like this show. I really do like this show. I do think the storytelling is a little bit sloppy on the show, just for me. I think they throw in so many Easter eggs and so many nuggets and so many jewels. I think sometimes the show can be unfocused. And we both seen a bunch of memes, and Sunday Live made fun about how the show is confusing for some people, and people don't know what the fuck's going on in the show. And I think it's because people that are throwing so much stuff at you, people don't know what to focus on. Like, should I focus on this little bitty thing, this black woman riding down a motorbike? Is there going to be something important later on? Nah, it's just a thing. It's just what it is. Meanwhile, the stuff that is important to the show that you should be paying attention to, you don't, because the show can sometimes lose focus because they're throwing so many messages in you. Now, I like the message they're throwing. I wish there was a few more monsters in it. I was hoping for more of a creature feature, especially if it's an H.P. Lovecraft show, but it didn't really go that way. It was more like a relationship, family drama, really dealing with the Black Plight, and the monsters were kind of like secondary, or the monsters were metaphorical, or whatever you want to call it. That's how I felt about it. Good show. Like I said, I love the message on it. I love everything we're trying to say. And I think people were so bothered, looking for what they think the show meant. They missed what the show was trying to tell you to begin with. The show was basically trying to tell you that it had little bitty things like black people have always been trained to, magic is supernatural, magic is evil, stuff like that. Meanwhile, we always go to prayer when anything wants to go with. How you scared of magic and you pray. That's basically the same thing. I mean, that's the show was trying to say, they didn't come out right and say it, but that's what they were saying. Basically, also the show is basically saying that that like when we do get this power, we got to make sure we don't abuse it also and know how to use it. So it's a lot of things that the show was trying to tell. I think sometimes the message got a little bit muffled. The characters, they just kind of threw them in, and I think they really wanted you to care about these characters, but they really give you any kind of backstory with them. I was thinking maybe some of that would be fleshed out towards the end of the season, but it really didn't. So they were pretty much one-dimensional characters, but they came to life because of the actors that were playing them. That's another strength of it. But some of the motivations of it, that's the thing, like, Eli, if you really start thinking about the motivations of it, like, I understand everything that was going on with the show, what I don't understand is why they were doing some of the shit they were doing. For instance, if Tick knows he's going to die, why did he go to the place that he was going to die? I mean, because that's how she gets her power. That's my thing. My thing is this: why did he do also? Why did he resurrect his ancestor? Sorry, spoiler. Why did he resurrect his ancestor? Why did he eat the flesh? Why did he do all these spells like that if he knew he can die anyway? Like, what was the point? Why is it that the Nine Tails chick? Why is they say she's supposed to be free from the Nine Tails at 100 men she slept with, but she had the Nine Tails at the end? How does she pull out the Nine Tails if the only way you pull it out is to have sex? Why are there so many questions? Why are we asking all these questions? It's like the show sets up its own rules and don't follow them, like repeatedly. So, like I said, I like this show. I do like the show. I like the message he was trying to get. I do think people kind of overhyped it because I do think it's like one of those, glass of water in the desert. We don't get shows like this. I mean, when was the last time we had a sci-fi supernatural show featuring black people where they don't die in the first 5 minutes? I don't think we ever have. This is like the first time we've had a show like this. So of course we're going to gravitate to this show. But I think the first season could have been a little bit tighter. But like I said, I think these are things that could be fixed in the second season if we ever get a second season. That's my thing. But what do you think, Eli? Let me have what you got.
I mean, I don't know if we really need. I mean, I don't know what they do. I mean, it feels like what the show was. It was like they were trying to tackle every subgenre of fiction and or science fiction, every pulp fiction genre with black people. The first episode was monsters. The second episode was haunted houses. Then they had the Indiana Jones episode. They had the possession episode. They had like every episode had tackled like a different genre. It felt like the time traveling Doctor Who episode.
Right.
The other time traveling episode where they went to Oklahoma. So it's like every entry. It's like every chapter had its own distinct genre. They're tackling a different genre with each episode. And I thought that was kind of cool, but yeah, it does kind of make for a sort of a,
unfocused, if that makes
sense. Yes, a very wild ride. I mean, yeah. Cause I wish it would lean more towards horror and monsters. I was hoping there was going to be more, creature killing and shit, but yeah, I mean, I did like the message. I did feel like at times it sort of really beat it over our heads, like I said, I felt the show told us how to feel rather than have us come to our own conclusion on how to feel about it. It's like, yeah, racism is bad and you should feel bad about it. And that's what they kept doing on the show. It's like, yeah, we know racism is bad, but we know that. You don't have to tell us that.
And some of the stuff was kind of anticlimactic also. Like they build up these racist cops, going to be this, going to be that. And then they just kind of just get killed in some weird shit. Like not even by a monster. They got killed by some other shit like later on. It was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah. I don't know. And yeah, I mean, it felt like, now I have no problem with things being woke. Like, SJW, right. That shit don't bug me. I express your ideas, tackle issues, current events, all that shit through art. I'm all for it, but I just felt that they were like trying to do, they were trying too hard. It felt like at sometimes, that they were really trying to like tackle, especially, and it kind of shot him in the face with the whole native, the native gay person. Right. And
I was going to tell you about that. She actually apologized about that on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
And yeah, I saw that. I saw the article, and yeah, I get it. She was trying to shed light on the missing, murdered Indigenous women issue, but at the same time, she didn't realize you're putting a Native American on screen, which barely ever happens, at least not in this country. Right. And when that happens, you're representing of that's the only thing we're getting, and natives will notice that. So in doing so, in trying to address one issue, she kind of, addressed another issue.
Right.
by misrepresenting natives and the gay community.
Right. And she said she wish she would have had like a Native American consultant, or consulted with the Native American, creator or something like that to kind of flesh out the character. But when she didn't, she got backlash on it. I don't think she thought about it at the time when she did it.
No,
and then when she got the backlash, she was like, "Oh, I fucked up," you know.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like, and I said that. I mean, we said that like when it first happened. Yeah, you fucked up, but do better.
Right. We're not gonna boycott. We're not gonna cancel you.
Yeah, just that. Like I said, like when a Native American is on screen, or it's news. I mean, I'm on a website. The several Native pages that I follow, and they're like, Native on TV alert, a commercial. A taco commercial, like a commercial, like that's news, like a Native on TV in a commercial. Like, that's how you talk about the water in the desert. That's what we got. That's how desperate we are for representation. Hey, check out this Native on this taco commercial. So yeah, if you're gonna put a Native on screen, we're gonna notice, and if it ain't cool, we're gonna tell you. So yeah, to have a Native on your show. And then just to have her die off, not even barely speak, barely say anything, and then just have her killed. And you basically did what you basically did what a John Wayne movie did.
Right. I mean, like a 2-for-1. Not only was Native, you were transgender, so it's like you did 2 fuck ups in one.
Yeah. You did the fucking New Mutants.
Right, basically. All right. So that's my thing. I didn't want to talk too long about Lovecraft. It's a thing. We can move on from that one. Because guess what? Eli, next week is something that we both actually were excited for. That's coming out.
Yeah, we are.
The Baby Yoda show.
The Baby Yoda
Star is featuring other people, Carl Weathers or some shit, Oh, man. All right, let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Okay, I don't know if we talked about this, Eli, but we're going to talk about it. Everybody hates Chris Pratt now.
That's Chris right Pratt,
here. He's canceled. It's the weirdest fucking thing. I'm trying to think, where is that shit? I don't even have it right here. The thing is, Chris Pratt is canceled for minding his own damn business. He wasn't even fooling anybody. He was just minding his own damn business and got canceled. Reason he got canceled. Let me see if I can find that picture. I can't find. Yep, there you go. Yeah, because there was this tweet that came out. Some lady, boom, put that on there. Okay, some lady came out, put a tweet out, and she would just ask you like, well, who your favorite Chris? When Chris got to go, So everybody, you had Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Prime, whatever. They were like, pick your least favorite.
No Chris Tucker.
No Chris Tucker. You want to talk about your least favorite Chris? This one didn't pop up. That's what I'm wondering. Like, no Chris Brown. That's my thing. So, like I said, let's throw the picture back up. But out of all the Chris's that were up there, we know Chris Evans ain't gonna go. I mean, Eli, you said to yourself that scene on Avengers made you gay for 2 seconds. So, Chris Hemsworth isn't going because he's fucking Thor.
He make me gay for 2 seconds too.
Right. I'm like, damn, hell, we got so many pagan religions going on right now. We damn near worship him. He can't go anywhere. Chris Pine, he can't go. He can't go for this reason alone. Look, if you can make Gal Gadot do this when she forgets she's on live TV and she has a wife and kids at home, you're a god among men. I'm sorry. So you leave one left. I mean, Chris Pratt got to go, and you thinking it's easy. Okay, it's easy choice. But the thing is, people actually really don't like him. They hate him because not of anything he's done, because of what he does outside of his own life. Because, okay, like I said, there's a presidential election going on right now. We're not gonna go there. Whatever your choice is your choice. You've already made your choice 4 years ago. You just come letting now. But the point is, the Avengers cast had a Joe Biden conference call or something like that. They had a conference call where they all got together and just promoted Joe Biden, and everybody was there except Chris Pratt. On purpose.
That motherfucker.
Right. How dare you? And the thing is about Chris Pratt, like I said, he's like really religious. Like if you go on his like Facebook page and Twitter page, social media, he's got Bible scriptures all over the place like that. If he goes, to an award show, he's gonna quote Bible scriptures. He's got it under flack. They saying that the church he belongs to is like supposed to be like really homophobic. Now whether it is or not, we don't know. People just saying this shit. But you combine all this shit with, okay, he's a Jesus freak, right? Oh, and on top of that, like I said, he's married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter. And like I said, his daughter is also related to the Kennedys. So technically, he's also a Republican. So he's a Jesus freak, right-wing Republican. So that's why people are attacking him just for that. Because they know he's not voting for Joe Biden. So that's my thing. We need to just stop canceling people just to cancel people. This is just getting out of hand. The man didn't even say anything. He didn't do anything. He was minding his own fucking business. And look on Twitter, people just like cancel him. Like, that's the stupidest shit, man. Just what do we got here? Kitty Pratt actress.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde actress.
He jumped on him. Everybody jumped on him. Oh, and like I said, the Avengers came out, and like Rob Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo said, leave Chris Pratt alone. It's funny, but I didn't know they were Brie Larson. I guess we know why. Everybody hates Brie Larson too, so whatever. Can we move on past that? I can't even read this.
Sure.
Think about it. I'm skipping it. I don't want to see that. This is an easy one. This is an easy one right here. Tom Holland. This is an easy one right here, Eli. So, what do you think? He finally released the set photos of him doing Nathan Drake Uncharted. Like I said,
sure. I've never played that game, but sure, that looks like the guy on the game cover.
Okay, like I said, that's Tom Holland. That's Nathan Drake. Tom Holland, Nathan Drake. It's favorable. My thing, Eli, personally is that I think he's a little bit too young to play Nathan Drake. Because like I said, you haven't played the game. I played all of the games, and I beat them multiple times. So I'm familiar with this character. And to me, he's a little bit older, a little bit, wisecrackier. He's rogue. He's basically Han Solo, basically. And I don't know if Tom Holland has the chops to pull off like a rogue asshole type guy. Maybe he does. Maybe he does have that type of role. I don't know. I just think he's still young. Now, one thing about Nathan Drake is that he's like really athletic. He's jumping around. He's basically like Spider. He's Spider-Man before Spider-Man for Sony. So if you're going to get a dude to play a real life Spider-Man, you might as well get Spider-Man. So he can pull off that shit and do his own stunts. We know he can do that. My thing is, I don't know if he can pull off the asshole-ish, lovable rogue, that always gets into trouble and got ladies everywhere, stuff like that. I don't know. Oh, Nathan Drake is Han Solo. Like I said, he's Harrison Ford. He's Indiana Jones. That's what the fuck he is. He's Indiana Jones. I mean, technically, he's Lara Croft, but outside of the video game world, nobody really cares about Lara Croft. So, because it's basically what he is. So, I just want to see what he had. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, Eli, because maybe this will be the first video game movie that's good, successful.
You never know.
I mean, not counting Detective Pikachu.
What about Sonic? Was that Sonic movie?
Not counting Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know. It made a shitload of money. I know that. But my thing is that, I mean, maybe the movies suck, but the thing is, you're gonna bring your kids and go see this shit all the time anyway. I'm talking like a real movie. Is this gonna be the first one? Now, and people need to quit saying Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was not a good movie. It sucked. But Mortal Kombat reboot comes out next year. Supposedly.
That's right.
Hopefully. Knock on wood. If we're not all dead by then, Let's see what we got. Who do we got here? People saying they wanted Nathan. Okay. Yes, Fat T. I'm glad you brought it up. They got Nathan Fillion play. I wish I had that clip. Nathan Fillion actually played him in a YouTube video. And when you watch the YouTube video, you will see why Nathan Fillion doesn't need to play Nathan Drake. So, so let's move past that. Now, this is a nice transition. I guess we can go to the video game section now.
Sure.
Let's go to the video game section. Damn it, I should have had it. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's cool. We're gonna keep it rocking. Eli, did you get a chance to see the Rambo trailer?
I did.
Okay, so what'd you think about it?
Rambo's native, man. Yo.
Okay, so we're claiming that. Well, I can't claim him, but you claiming
it.
Okay, you claiming Rambo. You claim Rambo. So when the National Indigenous Month, I guess, kicks off tomorrow or something. I don't know when it kicks off. It's probably going on right now. But basically saying I can claim Rambo, put him down, boom, Turok Dinosaur Hunter, get the fuck out the way, give me Rambo. I can do
according to the book, yeah. He's half Navajo. That's what according to his origin, yes.
Okay, boom, he's in there. Now here's my thing, Eli. All his moves look cool and shit like that, but they left out his best move in the Mortal Kombat game. Remember Last Blood when he ripped the dude's heart out?
Oh.
How the fuck you left that out? How is Rambo more violent in the movies than he is in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, and that movie wasn't that violent to me, man.
Right. And people were freaking out. I read the comments. People were freaking out how Rambo ripped that guy's throat out. They're like, oh man, that's brutal. I'm like, he did that. He did that in the movie. Rip the guy's throat out. So yeah, that's a cool thing. So yeah, more Rambo. What do we got here? What's the next one? I can't read this. Let's just click and see what we got. Oh, this dumb shit. This guy. Eli, remember Stadia?
No.
Of course you don't. Nobody does. Nobody remembers Stadia. But the thing about Stadia is that the guy's name, I think his name is Mark Hutchison, whatever the fuck his name. Anyway, he came out and said the dumbest shit I heard in 2020 so far. So he's got Stadia. Stadia is completely crashing. What you don't know what Stadia is, people are listening. Stadia is that Google thing that they try to jump into the gaming industry on, where you can play games and stream them off a Chromecast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it went about as well as you think it would, because you're still paying for these games individually to stream them. Dumbest shit ever. Yeah, when you can just get Xbox Live Game Pass and do the same shit. You know, same games on there. That doesn't make any sense to do that. Anyway, this dumbass said that Twitch streamers should stop worrying about they should pay the game developers to stream their games. You know how like you got movies and music where we kind of allowed to stream them. They saying because of that, because we're streaming other people's content, we should be paying a fee for that. I'm like, that is the dumbest shit ever. We should not be doing that. Because for one thing, streaming, like Twitch streaming, video games, stuff like that, that's free advertisement for the developers. There are certain games that wouldn't even be popular if it wasn't for streaming. Fortnite wouldn't be popular without streaming. This game with AOC, Alexandria Ocasio, did I say that right? I'm sorry, I'm not as political.
Cortez, yes.
That chick, yeah. She streamed Among Us, whatever the fuck that shit is. I don't know what that is.
I heard it's a game. Yeah, I heard it's some new game. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the game Among Us. It's this big thing. It got popular because of streaming. Oh, by the way, I wasn't making a section. I'm not. Her debut that she streamed last week was the third highest Twitch stream of all time, behind some guy named Shroud and Drake playing Fortnite. So anyway, that's the top three.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So that's how these games, a lot of times the games that like indie games that people had never heard of, stuff like that, they'll watch people stream some shit. They're like, hey, that game looks good. Let me go play that game. And that's how it goes, because the thing is, streaming video games isn't like music and movies. Like if I play a movie, it's the same way every single time. Nothing changes. Music, same way. But a video game is going to be the same way. If I play Street Fighter V, the same way that 5-time Evo champion Daigo Umehara plays Street Fighter V is not going to be the same way. You're not getting the same experience. I'm telling you. So that's why this is the dumbest thing he said. So screw this guy. What do we got? Iron Man boy. Stadia, but it doesn't matter. Man thing movie. It does. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna stream Among Us one of these days if I ever figure out how to play that shit. What is the next one? Okay, Eli, this is the big one for me. You can sit back, smoke a cigarette, do whatever you want to do. This I'm going all in. I'm going balls deep into this one.
All right. Okay. I better turn the engine on.
All right.
Get the heat going in here. It's cold out here.
Do not turn the engine on and sit in car, Eli. I don't know 911 in Washington right now. All right.
I'm out in the woods, man. I'm not in the garage.
Okay, good. Okay, just stay where you are. Stay safe. Okay, so the thing is, what we're going to talk about, what I'm going to talk about is the Marvel's Avengers game that came out. We waited 2 weeks for us to talk about it because I want to make sure I got some good long hours to talk about this game. So yes, I recorded 40. I mean, I've logged in 47 hours. I have beat the main campaign, all the side missions, beat those, ranked up a bunch of my guys, beat all the training missions. So I feel like I'm knowledgeable enough to talk about this game now. Now, a lot of people are shitting on this game right now because when it was released, it was very buggy, it was very glitchy, and it kept crashing every time people jumped on it. They've made some patches then. They sort of kind of fixed some of that stuff. There's still a few glitches in there, but it's playable now. Remember when I talked about a couple weeks ago when I said Hulk smashed and he smashed my computer? Doesn't happen now. So I can safely play the game and it's okay, you know.
What the hell is the fact?
Shit, not that. Did I talk about that? I passed it already. Fuck it, never mind. Oh, I got sidetracked. So back when we were talking about, I played the game. Now, when you play the game, a lot of people saying that the characters, you know, the gameplay is boring and the gameplay doesn't have anything to it. Eli, I want to disagree on that. The gameplay to me is the meat of the game. Because the thing, when you first play the game, everybody does feel samey. Like, you know, when you play the game, you see that Thor has the same power level as Black Widow, and he's hitting the people with the Nerf hammer. When you first play the game, yes, that is how it's like. But the key to the game is when you start unlocking people's moves and you start powering them up and stuff like that, people start really feeling different. Like when you really power Thor up, he gets fucking insane. That hammer just goes nuts. Iron Man, when you get the Hulk Buster, and they have different moves. Like you can give your other teammates the Hulk Buster. Like I can give Black Widow the Hulk Buster, and she could just go nuts and shit.
That's cool.
Like I said, Iron Man, and the gameplay is because everybody's gameplay is different. Like Hulk, when you start really powering him up, Hulk is fucking nuts. He is a tank. He is. You see the big drone bot dude over there, you're going to send Hulk over there to get them. You see the little fighter guys right there, you're going to get Captain America and Black Widow to fight them. You got flying drones, stuff like that. You're going to get Iron Man to go up there and take those guys out. So everybody has like a mission and feels pretty different. Black Widow, when you really get it going, she feels like an old Devil May Cry, Lara Croft type thing, because she can like juggle people and like bounce from people to people and stuff like that. When she goes invisible, the whole team goes invisible. Captain America, his shield, he's the only person in the game that only can move when he blocks, he can run when he blocks. So he can run towards a dude and you can go behind him like a tailback, like a halfback, while he's blocking the bullets in front of you. Like I said, when you power Iron Man's rocket, he's got like lasers, rockets, everything. He can just like do drone strikes when he's flying down people and like take out people like quick like that. So that's the thing of the game. Like when you start powering up people, they really start feeling different. They really start feeling like the Avengers. They really have their own personalities and like really kicking overdrive. That's me. So the gameplay to me is the meat of the game. People saying that the game is boring. I don't think so. When the more you start ranking up these people, you can always go back to that same level and that move I didn't have before, like this energy shield where I just put it up and it's buried. They can't attack me. I got this move now. I can do that.
So you can replay it?
No. You can. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm like I said, I'm not just gonna suck this game's dick all day. I'm gonna talk about the bad shit also. No, you cannot replay the campaign. When you beat the campaign, that is it. So what they'll do is that they give you like other missions that you can just go to and just replay those over again. But they just missions, and you can just go there and just rank up and stuff like that. But you can't replay the campaign. Once you beat it, that's it. There's only a handful of missions right now. They said they were going to drop some more stuff. They were supposed to have dropped Hawkeye this month, but they pushed them back. They dropped them. They're going to say they drop in November. Black Panther was supposed to come out, but they pushed them back for obvious reasons, So all this, they got a bunch of stuff playing, and people are shitting on the game because they saying all this stuff should have been in the game. I don't know, Eli. Think about this. Okay, everybody loved the Arkham games. Everybody loved the Spider-Man games. But after a month, did anybody play those games after they beat them? Not really. Like I said, because that's the thing. The Avengers game isn't the game that we expected it to be. And I think that's the thing people are getting upset about because they wanted just this full fleshed out game right now, and that's it. I think there's enough game into it to warrant what you got, but they're saying they got stuff planned out from now to 2 years now. They're going to keep dropping stuff. They're going to keep dropping like new characters, new villains, new stages, new storylines, all for free. They're not charging anything for it. The only thing they're going to charge you for is if you want to get like extra costumes and shit like that, which you can even buy in game if you unlock the people. So you don't even have to buy them if you don't want to. So my thing is people are upset about Spider-Man and Arkham Asylum and all stuff like that, but you beat those games, and after you beat them, that's it. Meanwhile, in this game, once you beat it, they're still giving you more stuff. Like even after you beat the main campaign, they still have another storyline going. Okay, now you got to rebuild S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, AIM is still doing this stuff going on right there. So it's still stuff to do. So you got to rank up your guy. They got like some time travel missions. They got cloning missions coming up. Whatever you got going on right now. So, and I think there's a smear campaign going on because people are trying to attack the model that the game is going after because they call the game a game as service or whatever. They're upset about that because they're saying that and I've seen other games do this before where they charge you everything for where. Like Destiny is the perfect example where it's a game, a live service game where they're always dropping stuff, always charging stuff like that. But look at Destiny. People are still playing Destiny, 2-3 years after it came out? So what's wrong with
I played some Destiny, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there are some people just live and die by Destiny. That's it. Let me see. Some people are mad because they're the X-Men. At the moment, it's the Avengers. I mean, wow. Batman's not in it. I mean, I'm okay with the Avengers being an Avengers game. I don't care. Jubilee's not in it. You know, that's my thing. Like I said, this is my opinion. Other people out there, you got people like Jim Sterling and other people jumping on it because they don't like the business model that the game is using. So they're just attacking the game in general. Even though the business model they're doing, they're just trying to show that they don't want people to just buy the game, beat it in 2 or 3 weeks, and then trade it back in like they did with Spider-Man Arkham Asylum. They want you to keep the game and keep playing it. I don't see anything wrong with that. And on top of that, the game is fun to play with multiple people. Well, I mean, but every game is fun to play with multiple people, so nothing wrong with that. But like I said, let's imagine I have Hulk. Imagine the guy has Captain America, guy has Iron Man. Everybody has their own assignments, beating up people, stuff like that. That's fun. Now, people saying that the enemies are repetitive, I can agree with you because you're just fighting a bunch of big robots, stuff like that. Matter of fact, they have a robot with those AIM adaptoids that has the power of Graviton. My thing is, why don't you just fight Graviton? Like, why don't he just show up and just fight him? Maybe give the game more personality. That's my thing. Now, that said, more guys coming down the pipeline because, like I said, if you play Black Widow's solo mission, you fight Taskmaster, you fight Hulk's mission, he fights Abomination. Well, what about the other characters? You know, where's Captain America's big bag guy? Where's Loki? They hint at Loki is going to be the game because if you beat Thor's solo mission, like a clone of Thor shows up and he turns into Loki. So you know Loki's going to show up in the game. He just ain't shown up yet. You know, this is all stuff that's going to happen down the road. So that's my thing. Do you want me to slap a score on Eli or just
go ahead?
Overall, in the state the game is right now, as far as recommending it to other people, I'm gonna, especially since they did put some bugs in it, I'm gonna give the game an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. People are giving it lower than that. People give it higher than that.
Oh, you're changing the numbers now, huh? No, no 3 out of 5.
My bad. Look, I'm not gonna do an IGN and give it a 7.9 or a bullshit like that. I'm not getting paid. I'm gonna. Matter of fact, you're right. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 is the score. You're right. I fucked up. So that's my thing there. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I think it is a good game to play. It's a good game to have fun. The story mode, honestly, is worth it alone. You will have fun playing story mode because they throw different things at you. Some of it is training you for multiplayer, but when they concentrate on the story mode, it's fun. Not Arkham Asylum level, not Spider-Man level, but it is a fun mode to play. And of course, if you have your buddies jump in, of course the game is fun to play. So that's my thing.
Cool.
What else we got here? I don't want to talk about that. We're gonna move on. Should we talk about that?
Oh, I saw a movie.
Oh yeah, what you saw?
I forgot to tell you. I saw a movie. Vampires versus the Bronx on Netflix.
I never heard of it. I guess I know it's about vampires fighting people in the Bronx, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically the Lost Boys in the Hood. It's about these little kids in the Bronx. They fight vampires. Really fun.
So kind of like Monster Squad.
Kind of basically Monster Squad in the Hood. There's but it has a message, because it's the vampires. They work for they have this.
They're paid for this shit, but anyway, yeah.
Oh, so the vampires they're working for this realty corporation, and they're buying up all the buildings in the Bronx to turn them into vampire nests. Put coffins for vampires. So it's got this vampires equals gentrification message behind it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was kind of fun. But yeah, it's just little kids running around the hood, fighting vampires. Kind of fun, cute, a little stepping stone for kids to get into horror movies like The Lost Boys or Monster Squad, Gremlins, Critters. Just one of those, introductionary horror movies for kids to get into.
Okay,
so yeah,
was it rated R, PG-13, or was it like one of those?
I think it was like PG. I think it was like PG-13. There was a little bit of
the kiddies can watch it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good little Halloween flick for the kids. So yeah,
cool. Okay.
Check it out.
All right, so we're ready to move on past this to the meat of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay, jump into it. Like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we actually do talk about comic books. I'm going to talk about the comic books of this week. Almost glad we didn't do last week comics. Like I said, we didn't record last week. Those books suck. Just want you to know everything that came out. Didn't give a shit about it. This week, Eli, I kind of care.
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
It was some good stuff this week. I'm trying to see what I want to start with. I want to start off with. Can I do Batman? Because you got a full load. That's what she said.
Okay.
Anyway, let's start off with Batman. Let's just jump into this bad boy because honestly, I feel like this Batman book was kind of meaty. For just you got your money's worth out this book. I feel like,
Okay.
So let's see what we got here. Where's that book? So, like I said, this is Batman 101. And basically how it starts off is that Batman is going, we don't know where Batman's going. Basically, Batman, Joker War is over. He's done with that shit. So now he's trying to put the pieces back to Gotham. And when he goes there, he actually gets confronted by, and he's talking to Catwoman. He basically telling Catwoman, like, the way we did things before, we can't do that again. We have to change the way we do things. Because Commissioner Gordon is gone. And I think that's Commissioner Gordon's gone because of that. What's that shit that evil something? Yeah, I think he went evil and he lost his job, something like that. Alfred's dead. Damian quit because he didn't want to be in the house with Alfred, because he blames himself for Alfred and he blames Bruce also. So he could be an Alfred. So he's like, the way I did Batman before, I can't do Batman that way. You want to know why? Because he's saying, and this is the iconic mode right here. Boom. Joker was right. Everybody wants to be hashtag, because he's basically telling that the way he's doing things don't work anymore. So he has to find a new way to be Batman. Now, cut the present time right now, and he goes to find Lucius Fox. When he gets to find Lucius Fox, he is met by Grifter. A lot of you may know Grifter, maybe not know Grifter. I do want to let you know, Grifter is in the DC universe. This is not some kind of multi-company crossover like you dumbasses on the comment section was saying. Grifter's in the DC universe? Yes, he's been in DC universe since 1999. Catch the fuck up. Anyway, they get to fighting. They fight left and right. Grifter's like, okay, you got some good shots on me. You broke my rib, but you're not getting in here. And that's when Batman looks at him like, oh, I'm getting in there. And then he does like the Bruce Lee hand motion. Bring your ass, So they fight some more. And while they fight, Lucius Fox breaks the shit up. Lucius Fox like, hey, let me show you the panel. They give you what you want, Eli. They give you what you want. You want Batman versus Grifter? They give it to you.
Yeah.
And then Lucius Fox comes in like, man, what the fuck are y'all doing? I didn't hire you for that, So Lucius Fox and Batman, and basically Lucius Fox says that Grifter is here because I hired him as my bodyguard. And he's trying to explain to him, like, why does he need a bodyguard if Batman is here? You're like, because Batman, you've been fucking up, So now we actually find out what happened between Bruce's money. We were saying there was no consequence what happened to Bruce Wayne and his money. No, there were consequences. When Catwoman got the money back, she put the money in Lucius Fox's account. So Lucius Fox now is the richest man in Gotham, the richest man in the DC universe, not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is broke as fuck. The reason they have to leave it that way, because since all of Bruce Wayne's money that was unaccounted for in an offshore account that the IRS didn't know about, that Joker got his hands on, he's under investigation. Anything he does with Bruce Wayne's money, they're going to basically put him under a microscope and find out, like, what the hell are you doing? So he can't spend the Wayne Foundation's money anymore. And matter of fact, not only that, Lucius Fox took a little bit further. He was like, we want to rebrand Wayne Foundation because Wayne Foundation's name still has money. Still has name value. But it only has name value if your name isn't associated with it, Bruce Wayne, because all this Joker War shit, they blame on Bruce Wayne because it was your money that Joker fucked around and did this shit with. So you have to step down as head of Wayne Enterprises. They're like, okay, so Bruce Wayne has to step down. And they've said that if you step down, you can still be Batman because we're still going to pay you a hefty fee to do whatever the hell you want to do. And the IRS is going to track that money because it's your money. You can do what you want to do. Your Batman shit, you were doing it with the company's money. So you can't do that shit anymore. So you can still be Batman, but all that shit you did before, like satellites and a 3D printer that can just print out a Batmobile anytime you want to, all that shit is gone. None of that shit is going to fly anymore. So if the Batmobile breaks, you got to build that shit yourself. You got to use all your own equipment. Yeah, that's just how it is. So that, and you know what, Eli, I love this Lucius Fox. This Lucius Fox that I always wanted. Everybody used to the old, the good grandpa Lucius Fox. Fuck that. We don't want that Lucius Fox.
What the hell is the bat for?
They used to call me Crazy Joe. Well, now they can call me Batman.
See, they don't know that. They don't know that Morgan Freeman. See, that's the one they know. So he talks back to Grifter, and Grifter is just like, I want you to send a message to your boss. He like, you just met my boss. Like, no, not that boss, the other boss, you know. And he tell him that I know about Halo and I'm coming for you and all this shit like that. You know, obviously setting up something for later on. So maybe Tanyan is thinking about playing with Grifter. He's gonna put Grifter, you know, in this universe, you know. And basically, when it boils down to it, Batman is basically saying, I'm moving out of Wayne Manor. Plus, since Alfred isn't there, there's no reason for me to go back there. Plus, I can't go back there because it reminds me of Alfred. So I'm giving Wayne Manor up. I'm going to move into the city. I'm going to get my own brownstone. You know, going to find a way to figure out how to be Batman in the city because I can't be Batman the way it was before. And Catwoman just like, well, since I stole Joker's money and gave Lucius Fox, people know I did it, so they're gonna come looking for me. So I'm gonna give you 1 year to figure out this Batman shit, and then we're gonna be together. Meanwhile, well, let me check out that brownstone you just got. The end. So, yeah, so that's what's going on right there. Overall, like I said, this is a meaty story, Eli. But the heart of the story, what's going on right now, is that Batman has lost his money. Defund Batman. That's the thing. So if you think that this isn't like a commentary on current events or a political statement that Tiny is trying to make, you are sadly mistaken. You're completely missing everything that's going on. Tiny and whatever the fuck you want to call his name, he is making a statement right here. Like people talking about defunding police. Let's go after Batman because for the Gotham City, he's the closest thing we have to the police department because the police department fucking sucks. You know, so go after him first. So I'm interested, Eli.
And Batman is moving into the city,
which is a criticism I've always had about him.
Yeah. And the police, you know, police should police the community. We need community policing. We need cops that live in the community that they police.
Right. All that is true. Like they said, they using Batman to make a statement about the police, which I love, which I'm glad Tiny is doing it. Meanwhile, still making a Batman story. Like he put Grifter on the cover. Do we need Grifter on the cover? I mean, do we need Grifter in the story? No, but I want him. Look, we're comic book fans. It doesn't take much to get us going. Superhero fight versus superhero fight. I'm sold. Everything else is, you know, gravy. I got my meat and potatoes. You know, what do we got? Street level Batman is badass. We're gonna see what a street level Batman can do. So yeah. Overall, Eli, I'm gonna give this book a 4.5 out of 5 because it hits all the notes you want to, but it's still giving you a good story. And plus, he's got set up a whole new direction where Batman's going. We've never seen Batman go to this direction before, where he's broke in the city, figuring out how to be Batman. Now we always comparing Tony Stark to Batman, and in the Marvel universe, Tony Stark in the comics loses money all the time. He drinks it away, gambles it away. He fucks a chick that steals his money. Obadiah Stane steals his company. Justin Hammer steals the company. So he's always broke and has to rebuild his money all the time anyway. Scarlet Witch makes him drunk on TV. He loses shit. You know, it's always stuff. So, but Batman has never gone through that same storyline, which is weird because he has a longer history than Iron Man, but he's never gone through the storyline before. So this is new territory with Batman we've never seen before. Tynion is putting his stamp on Batman. Already, I'm liking this better than what Tom King ever did.
Yeah.
That being said, Eli, I think I'm jumping off the train.
Are you?
I think so. Because I see where it's going and I'm good. I don't care about, you know, Ghost Maker, Clown Hunter, Ghost Hunter, Clown Maker, whatever the fuck you want to call all these guys like that. They're cool people. But I'm good. I don't need it all. So as far as Batman, unless he just does something shocking again to me, yeah, I think I'm jumping off the train. Are they building up Bruce Wayne detective in Gotham? I think so. I think he's going to have to be, because the thing is, he doesn't have all his technology in the back computers, all this shit like that. So he has to go old school with his shit now. So this is going to be interesting. I'm not going to keep up with it, but maybe you will. I don't know. So, what you think about it? Yeah.
I know I dug on it. I felt I felt there was a little bit of a filler episode or a filler issue, just because we're coming out after the big event, the Joker War event, and this is sort of like a little bit of the aftermath and kind of setting up. It was a setting up of the coming stories. But yeah, I do agree that it did touch up on a lot of social comment, a lot of social commentary that I dug on it. So yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5. I and of course the grifter fight. And I always thought, now Grifters looks cool, but I always thought that mask was stupid. Like, how the fuck does that mask?
Because he's a badass. That's why.
Like, it doesn't stay on his face. How the fuck does he keep it on his face?
He's just that badass. That's how.
It's a comic book. Who gives a fuck? But whatever.
It's like in Tekken 4 when I had Jen. He had that hood on, and I always would taunt anybody that play me in the game. If you bad enough, knock this hood off my head. That's Grifter. If you're bad enough, knock this mask off my head.
Yeah.
So, and plus he got some good shots in on Batman. I was like, oh, okay, Grifter. I'm gonna say is sell me, give me shit I want. If it wasn't for the Grifter fight, I would have knocked it down. But I want the Grifter fight. They gave me a good Grifter fight. I'm good. What you got next?
I guess I'll do Werewolf by Night.
Okay, I'm curious as to why, but okay.
Because I'm obligated, man. I'm obligated.
I felt like that was going to be the answer, but I'm gonna let you expand on that. Yeah.
So this is the new Werewolf by Night Marvel series written by Taboo. And he's with the Native American skin.
Claim him. Yeah.
I guess we have to.
He's a cousin nobody invited to the party.
Yeah. So this Werewolf by Night, it's got a Native American twist. He's from the Hopi Res. He's comes from a long line of werewolves or whatever, and he turns into a werewolf by night and whatever. And it's sort of it takes place on the reservation in Arizona, and it's less horror. It's going for the superhero thing. I was hoping for more of a horror tale. This is more superheroes. There's somebody's making like kidnapping kids and giving them powers and shit. Mm-hmm. And turning them into like other monsters. So I think that he's going to start fighting these guys. I think that's the he's a monster that's going to fight like a Swamp Thing kind of thing. I think that's the kind of feel they're going for.
But even Swamp Thing didn't do that shit. Swamp Thing was like fucking people up. That was some horror shit. Yeah,
but like as far as the Unmen, you know what I'm saying? It was like good monster versus bad monsters. So I think that's the storyline. It's about what I thought. It's there is some very corny shit going on. There's a lot of spouting of the mystical, new agey horse shit that goes with every native stereotype. They try to break away from it, but it's still there. It gets a little corny. However, there is a scene in there where there's this grandma character who I absolutely loved. And there's a scene where they're just talking with her and she's feisty, she's talking shit, she's a wise ass. And I'm like, finally, that's what's been missing. We never get, in native representation in the movies or whatever, we never get to see the native grandma, the native auntie, the tough talking shit native woman. We never get to see that. They finally got that in here.
Well, that kind of clashes with superhero tropes in general because superheroes are normally orphans. Why is that a thing? I don't know why, but
he is an orphan. His dad was an asshole. This kid's he was raised by his grandma.
Okay.
But yeah, she's very feisty. She talks a lot of shit, and I really dug that. Just that moment in the book, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 just for that, just for breaking those barriers. Because like I'm saying, we don't get to see that. The native grandma, the native auntie character. Native women are always silent in the movies, or you know what I mean. They're always in the background, or you know what I mean. They're always timid and submissive and stuff. Most of the time, and we don't get to see that feisty native woman that natives know they are. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed that. You know, other than that, it was just, you know, it's a PG-13 werewolf tale. You know, when Jughead the Hunger from Archie Comics goes harder than Marvel, well, we knew that. We knew Marvel wasn't gonna go hard.
It's Archie though. It's Archie. You think that's a low bar. You think that would be a low bar, you know.
Yeah, when Archie Comics go harder than your book, come on now. But this is you know, I can tell it's geared for kids. He's a teenager, you know. The art is really cool. He looks cool as a werewolf. You know, he in the beginning he attacks some you know, border agents or whatever. They're fucking with people on the border or whatever. They're on tribal lands fucking around, and the werewolf comes and fucks them up and shit. Doesn't rip them apart or eat them like you'd think a werewolf would do, but he scares them and they run away.
Yeah. Okay, come on. That Marvel. So let me ask you some Marvel shit then. Okay, so like I said, this is a race change of a classic character. Like I said,
yeah.
Did they say anything about Jack Russell, the original Werewolf by Night, in this book?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
He'll show up in issue 4.
Yeah.
Make it that long. No,
this is just it's just he's a Hopi kid. He has the curse of the werewolf or whatever, or the gift of the wolf or whatever they're calling it, because it's a native, that's American tale.
That's the thing I want to ask you about. Okay, so like I said, do you think the race change is justified? Like, does werewolves have something to do with Native American lore, mythology, anything like that?
Hey, Twilight.
Pretend like I've never seen that, you know. I don't.
And
you better not tell me you were obligated to watch Twilight.
I still haven't watched Twilight.
Okay,
but I heard that I was hoping, you know, the native werewolf trend was going to catch on. You know, I'm like, oh, cool. Native werewolves are hot right now because of Twilight movies. And we're going to get more native werewolf movies, but we didn't. You know, that trend came and went, you know. But yeah, I think that's another stereotypical native motif is the shapeshifter, the shape-shifting native. And okay, we'll make the werewolf a native kid. And, you know, because, you know, native shapeshift, you know.
Okay, let's see. I heard about this book, Local News, with the Black Eyed Peas guy gave me some Hulk vibes with transformation. Basically, what it is, yeah. And
it turns into a werewolf.
And how taboo got associated with this shit. Honestly, if you're famous, halfway famous, you come on and say, "Hey, I want to do a book." I just give it to you. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. I don't know why more people won't do it. Should I guess it's up to me now? Back to me?
Yeah.
All right. So now we're X-Men number 13, and this is a Ten of Swords crossover. I don't really give a shit too much about this crossover. I'm gonna down every single book. If you want to go listen to these Geeks and Comics, they're gonna eat this shit up at the X-Men section where they break down not only the stories but the text and the lore inside of the lore that Jonathan Hickman has been building. They break all this shit down. I don't care. Just give me a story, you know. So here we are. This story basically began. We talked about the last time the Ten of Swords, we talked about it. Apocalypse got stabbed by his own kids, so he won't win Father of the Year. So we see him, you know, getting patched up by the X-Men because they like really fucked him up, and for some reason they don't want to resurrect him. They're like, I mean, we could resurrect you, but he don't want. Apocalypse is like, nah, don't resurrect me, heal me, and they heal him. Magneto and Polaris hold him down. They heal him, and while he's doing it, when he gets healed, I shake the panel. He tells him the story of whatever the fuck, how basically the story of his wife and kids and shit like that, you know, how old Krakoa used to be. So he talks to him, and I'm trying to show you the picture. He tells him about he used to be the ruler of Krakoa like thousands of years ago. Then these other demons from the Hell Dimension came up. He sent this group of dudes called the 100. The 100 went there, fought these dudes back, and yeah, that's the thing. Where they fought him back with swords. He had the Twilight. So okay, let me get to the point. I don't give a fuck about what all this shit was going on. I do want to say this. This is the very important part right here, where he talks to he has his own quiet council back then also, where he has like Genesis and the Four Horsemen, his grandkids and all this shit like that. And the main bad guy of the Ten of Swords story is named Annihilation. And we finally found out what annihilation is. Annihilation is just a mask. And whoever wears the mask, gets the personality and the powers of annihilation. So we already know his baby mama is going to wear the annihilation mask. Going to fight his baby mama at the end of it. We already know where the story is going. Because it's an X-Men book. Family hates each other. And his family tells him, like his wife and the Four Horsemen basically say Apocalypse. And so at first we thought that Apocalypse sacrificed his family to the hell dimension, but that's actually not what happened. His wife told him to stay back while they go to the hell dimension. And the reason she told Apocalypse to stay back, because she said, he's too weak. You're not strong enough to fight with us. I'm like, what, Apocalypse? So I was like, okay, that's a thing. I didn't expect that to happen. So like I said, Apocalypse and his family go down, to the hell dimension, stuff like that. And that's the thing. Now, I do want to say to Eli, I wish I could zoom in on right now. Do you see that group character? Am I the only one that...
The tree woman?
Yeah, that tree woman right there with Apocalypse grandkids sitting right there. Why is Groot, built like the A&T girl? That's my thing. Okay. Gomer said I was a pervert for looking at a tree like that, but hey, if I see ass and titties on a tree, I'm gonna point it out. I mean, what am I gonna do? Not gonna look at it? I mean, I gotta say something. So anyway, sidebar, back to the story. Anyway, Apocalypse wakes back up, gets rehealed, and say, okay, I need my sword. So his sword is in ancient Egypt. His sword is called, he got the gaslighter, the grass cutter, the god killer, one of those shits. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, he goes there. He built that shrine. He built this pyramid for his dead kids, but since they aren't dead anymore, he destroyed the pyramid just because he's fucking Apocalypse. He finds his sword at the bottom of the pyramid, gets and he talks to. And I want to show you. Yeah, this is him. He got two swords. He destroys the pyramid, and he talks to Gorgon. Gorgon's like, "That look like a sharp sword." He like, "It is. Now let's use it." And the end. More X shit coming on. So basically the story was Apocalypse gets healed, tells a story, gets a sword. That's pretty much every X-Men story so far for the last 2 months. They get a sword. The end. So I guess next week we're supposed to get some fighting and some shit, I guess. I don't know. With the
sword fight?
A sword fight. We actually get right now we hadn't got a sword fight. They just going around just collecting swords like fucking Pokemon. Whatever it's called. Anyway, book 3 out of 5. Just get to the point. Stop this filler shit. Hickman got all these fucking books with 22 and don't shit happen, but people just run around getting swords. I don't give a fuck about that. Anyway, what we got next?
Are you doing Maestro?
Let me do Maestro. Yeah.
All right, I'll do Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
You can do Star Wars Bounty Hunter, but if you want to do Maestro, you can. But yeah. Either way, I'm saving for last. So.
Okay. All right, I'll do Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 6. So this is so back in the day, we had a bunch of a bounty hunter crew that consisted of Boba Fett, Bosk, Valance, the cyborg Terminator bounty hunter, a chick named Lash, and Tonga and her brother. Anyways, back in the day, they were on this mission to kill this somebody from a mob family. Turns out it turns out to be the pregnant concubine that a mob boss's son knocked up from a rival crime syndicate, and he wanted them to kill her. And Lash said nope, killed the client, which set off this huge mob war and had bounties put on the bounty hunter, the crew. So 10 years later, she went into hiding, and the other bounty hunters are like mad at her for fucking over this job. She comes out of hiding 10 years later, and then everybody's like, okay, all the bounty hunters in the galaxy are after her, including Boba Fett, who is on his way to Jabba to give Han Solo to Jabba, and says, okay, I'm going to go do this for free, because that's how pissed off he is at this chick, Lash. Turns out, she ended up raising that child, that the pregnant, daughter of this crime syndicate. She ended up raising this kid, and she's trying to use this kid to sort of as a peace offering to squash the beef between these mob families. But before she could do that, Boba Fett showed up and started shooting everybody. He killed Tonga and ended up killing. Last issue, he killed Lash. Lash, in her dying words, told Valance, the cyborg guy, "Take care of this kid. This kid's the future. She's gonna stop this. She's gonna bring peace to the mob families and shit." So he agreed to. So this issue, Valance, and it's basically Lone Wolf and Cub. Valance and this teenage girl, they're running around the galaxy, getting chased. You remember 4LOM and Zucus, the other two bounty hunters from they're in Empire Strikes Back. Let me find them. Let's see. Here's the cover.
Like they were back in the whole scene, no disintegration scene.
Yeah. Like, can you see that?
I see the cover. Yeah.
There's.
They're on the cover. Okay. Yeah.
And then there's Zucus. Yeah. So they're chasing after Valance. There's a chase scene. Mainly that's what this issue is. That we go into chase scene. They're after Valance. At the end they end up tracking him. So now they're tracking him. But we also go into Valance's past, and he had a wife back before he joined the Empire. So we get a bit of his backstory. So back in the day, he joined the Empire to serve the Empire and provide for his family. He ended up getting injured in combat, and that's why he's got all the cybernetic enhancements, because he got really fucked up. So he's basically a cyborg, more machine than man, like a Vader type of guy. Just a bunch of cybernetic enhancements, because that's how fucked up he got. So he, at the end of the book, he goes back and he brings the kid back to his old wife that he had way back in the day. That's where they're going to hide out now. So that's where it says to be continued. So other than that, I've been digging this series. Like I said, this is like crime, Old West outlaw shit in the Star Wars universe. Just crimes and gangsters and outlaws, gunslingers, doing grimy crime shit. And I'm digging it. So yeah, it's a 4 out of 5.
Basically
Mando. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You saw me on it. Okay. All right. So the next book I got, we're gonna do, like I said, we loading up on books right now. I'm going to do Juggernaut number 2. Eli, did you read this one?
I did not read this.
Okay. I feel bad the way you said it. Like,
did you? I believe you said. I think you said you weren't going to read the next issue when you read the first issue. I
read the first issue, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit, man?" But they had that hook. They had that hook at the end. They were like, Juggernaut versus Hulk. I'm like, should I? I don't know, man. Because like I said, Batman versus Griffith got me. Superhero fight. You dangle this shit in front of me. You dangle this carrot and stick in front of me. What am I supposed to do? So hold on before I jump into it. Let's see what we got. Star Wars Bounty Hunter is great. Okay. Yeah, it is.
It is.
All right. So Eli, the very first page of this book, they give it to you. They give it the money shot. There's no foreplay. You in the shit. Juggernaut versus Hulk. They're gonna, and this is the Immortal Hulk. This ain't no toned down. Shit. Yeah, the Immortal Hulk. You going at it like, and Juggernaut like, I don't remember Hulk being this fucking strong before, So he wasn't ready for this shit because he'd been off planet, for a while. So Hulk is just like giving it to his ass, I wish I could find that scene. Yeah, knocks his ass across the across the trees and shit like that. Juggernaut has a new sidekick, D-Cell, something like that. Her power is deceleration. So basically, she teams up with Damage Control. I gotta show you because all that. Oh, and she's live streaming the whole thing. Because her whole thing, the reason they're doing this is because Juggernaut, you go on fights, I live stream the fights for you and to make you like a good guy. So she's live streaming, doing the whole thing and stuff like that. Hulk is just beating the shit out of Juggernaut the whole time. Because Juggernaut like, well, how the fuck did he get this strong? And he's just letting her have it. And then that's when she shows up. Not only that, they have Damage Control has this gamma siphoning device. I gotta show you because actually, it wasn't even a fight. It was just Hulk just beating the shit out of him the whole time. Now that I think about it. But yeah, so Damage Control had this gamma siphoning device. So they shoot at it. It can drain Hulk of his gamma powers. But not only that, D-Cell has her powers that she can stop movement. So anything she stops, it stops the momentum of anything. So they shoot Hulk with the gamma siphon. She hits him with the deceleration powers, but Hulk is still coming. So she was like, look, Juggernaut, we did everything we could on our end. Now it's your time because he's on the ropes. Take his ass out. So that's when Juggernaut starts putting hands on Hulk and just start beating the shit out of him. He was like, but like I said, he had help. He was cheating. It wasn't a fair fight. But I got to give it to you. Okay, so she's like, fuck, give it to me. I got to show you this fight. This is an awesome fight. It wasn't just like one. I got to like, what was a better fight between Batman, Grifter, or Hogan versus Die? They give you what you want, Eli. They give you what you want. So they blast him. Then she's like, Juggernaut, go get him. Juggernaut's got it, even though he's cheating. He got people helping him, but he's giving Hulk the hand. Oh, you okay? Give it to him.
Holy shit balls. Yeah. Holy shit balls.
Juggernaut. You know, so he gives it to him. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. He gives it to him. So Hulk is knocked the fuck out. But they know, like I said, this is the immortal Hulk. Nothing you can do with him. You can't kill him. You can't cage him. You can't do anything. So what they do is this victim group that all of Hulk's victim he did when he started rampaging, smashing shit like that. They had this group they got together, and all they want to do is just voice their opinion in front of Hulk and tell them how they feel about Hulk. That's all they want to do. They want to go to him and tell Hulk, you smashed my house. Hulk, you caused damaged property. You smashed my job. My dad got sick, and because you did all this shit, he had a heart attack a few days later. So that's all they want to do. They just want to sit there and just tell Hulk everything you're doing. They're like, you do all this stuff. You got all this power, and all you want to do is just smash and just break shit. Why don't you use your power for good? Why don't you use your power to help people? You know. Now, remember whose book this is. This is Juggernaut's book. So all this shit that they're saying, Juggernaut is like, damn, they basically saying shit to me. You know, Juggernaut the same way. Like, why aren't you using your power to help people? Why are you just smash and just break shit and be the Juggernaut shit like that? So they're saying this shit to Hulk, but he's hearing the same thing. So after all that's done, Hulk's like, okay, yeah, I heard enough. Okay, and just breaks out. You know, okay, this is just fun. And he's like, I got one question. And he's like, he tells Juggernaut to chill. Like, Juggernaut, chill, fight's over. I want to fight you. I just got one question. Who in here works for Roxxon? And one guy raised his hand. He's like, well, I work at the gas station. You know, not you. You know, he was like, no, I thought this was like some kind of Roxxon thing they were using to kind of disperse my name and shit like that. But it really is just some pitiful ass Dr. Phil episode. So fuck this shit. So I'm about to leave, but I just wanted to leave you guys with one thing. Everything you said about me, you could have said about him. The same thing, because he does all the smashing and anything. Like, y'all want to blame me for all the shit that I did. I was a big dumb baby, didn't know what the fuck I was going on. I was the other guy, the big green guy. What do he ever call himself in the Hulk books? Anyway, I was that guy. Juggernaut on the hand knew every fucking thing he was doing and started doing stupid shit. So if anything, he's worse than I am. And he called Shadow Base. Get me out of here. Eli, who the fuck is Shadow Base? I don't like that. I'm keeping up with
that's where they're at. That's in Immortal Hulk, yeah.
Okay, so he called Shadow Base, teleports the fuck out of there. He's gone. No more Hulk. So Juggernaut's just like, damn, all this shit, yeah, the Hulk make me think I need to atone for everything I've been doing. Even though I got Hulk and brought him into justice, I need to atone for my shit also. So basically the book goes to, like I said, his sidekick is still side streaming everything, D still streaming everything. And the end of the book ends with a subpoena. Juggernaut is getting sued for $25 million by the people that have, you know, blaming him for all the shit that's been destroyed by him. The end. So the next book is Juggernaut versus people. The Supreme Court.
Read that one?
Fuck no. I'm done. I'm off this train.
What if it's Juggernaut versus Daredevil?
Okay. See, now you're selling me on it, you know. But I know it's not going to be that, you know. I'm off this train. I'm off this book. I'm done. I don't care about Juggernaut getting sued in the third book. But they gave me what I want for this book. That's all I wanted. They had a social comment here, but I didn't give a fuck about that shit. Overall, they gave me a bunch of pay. Half the book was Hulk beating the shit out of Juggernaut, which I'm fine with. So overall, I'm giving this book 4 out of 5. Give it 4 out of 5. Let's see what we got. Juggernaut, the deep side. Yeah. Yeah. What you got, Eli?
You can do Maestro, because then I can do I'll do Something Is Killing the Children.
Yeah, you do Something Killing the Children, then we'll wrap it up with Maestro. So let's do that.
So this is Something Is Killing the Children, number 11. Number 11. So
I got the right one.
Yeah.
I got the right
So
one.
this, that's the one. So this is James Tynion's horror tale from Boom Studios. Basically, these monsters are killing kids in this small town. And this girl named Erica comes up and she knows how to kill these monsters. Turns out she is part of this group of monster killers, corporation of monster killers, going around and killing these, getting rid of these things. Turns out they want to keep it hush hush though. And this particular town, things are getting crazy. We're in the number 11. Yeah. So we're starting a new story arc. Basically the one of the monsters laid eggs before they could kill it. And now there's baby monsters going around. There's a swarm of monsters just going on a feeding frenzy, killing everybody. All the townspeople are holed up in the gymnasium because they found the monster's nest. So they found all the missing kids, but they couldn't, it was hard to identify them. So they took all the remains into the high school gymnasium, and everybody in town were gathered outside to try and identify their missing kids. Then the monsters attacked. Now they're all in the high school gym, hold it up while monsters are attacking. Erica and one of the kids that she was running around with, they're trying to fight the monsters, but they're swarming. Meanwhile, back at this, whatever they're called, I forget the Society of Monster Killers, they're saying, okay, things are getting out of hand in this town because of the monster eggs, the baby monsters that are going around feeding on everybody, causing this commotion. Some of that shit got caught on video. People are fucking filming these monsters, and they're going viral. So like, okay, we gotta get this town under wraps. We gotta go get Erica out of the field. Somebody go get her, and that's kind of where it ends. So they're sending another one back, somebody from the syndicate or this corporation to go get Erica, the monster hunter. Still pretty cool. I'm digging this story. It's a horror book. I'm really digging it. I love I'm a monster movie creature feature kind of guy, and this is right up my alley. So I'm still with it. It's a 4 out of 5.
Cool. Okay. All right. So I think this is gonna be the last book we're gonna do, and we usually say this for the last one. This is Maestro. Now, I know a lot of you that aren't really too familiar with comics probably don't know what the hell Maestro is or what a Maestro is supposed to be. Maestro is basically evil Hulk of the future. That's what it is. And what the story is, an origin story of how he went from Hulk to this evil asshole, injustice, dictator, supervillain. So we're getting that progress. So this is issue 3, and where we left off last time, last book, that Hulk heard that there was a guy named the Maestro in New York. So he goes there, find the Maestro, and it turns out it's Hercules. Like the lion of Olympus would be like that. Hercules is there. He's just drinking, women, wine, whatever like that. He said, Hulk, I ain't seen you in age. I thought you were dead, man. What's going on? You was always my favorite. He's like, your favorite what? Sparring partner. And next page, boom, knocks him the fuck out of the building. So we got another superhero fight. Hercules versus Hulk. Like, hey, just give me what I want. That's all I want, And so, like I said, Hulk is letting him have it. I gotta see this pen right here. Fuck it all. So Hercules going after. He was like, Hulk, you rusty. I thought you were better than this. You kind of suck right now. He was like, stop this shit, and boom, this the money shot right here. So Hulk is like, stop this shit, Hercules. What the hell you doing? And then gives it right back to him. Bam, knocks his ass out. And Hercules like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Hulk, bring it on. So, but then something happens, and then the fight gets stopped. Hulk gets knocked through a sewer, and these two dudes pop out of nowhere and saying, Hulk, we need to see you. He's like, I'm busy. I'm doing shit right there. Rick Jones wants to see you. He's like, wait, what? Rick Jones? So he leaves the fight. Hercules don't know where he went to. He's like, Hulk, where you at? Okay, fighting was just the first part of it. Now we got to talk to the second part. I know you want, wine, women, weed, whatever fuck. He didn't say that. I just threw the shit in there. But I know you want that shit. Why don't we go back to the castle? But he don't see Hulk. So he's like, well, fuck you then, Hulk. So Hulk goes to, talk to Rick Jones. He's like, Rick, I thought you was there. He's walking around in the Professor X chair, just like he was in the original Future Imperfect story. He's like, Rick, I ain't seen you in a while. He's like, and he scanned to make sure, he didn't have the race, stuff like that. And basically what Rick is telling him is that, Hercules is gone fucking nuts. He's taking over New York. He's just drinking. All he cares about is women, sex, whatever. He don't care about helping anybody. He don't care about doing anything. On Hulk, something is happening to Hercules. Hulk, you have to do something. And Hulk is like, the fuck you want me to do? Like, I mean, you want me to do what? Like, help people? Look at where we at right now. This should happen because of people, ordinary people. We are fucked, not because of Dr. Doom, not because of Magneto. Regular ass people destroyed the planet. So if anything, Herc has it the wrong way. What we should be doing, instead of just drinking and sex and whatever the hell we want to do, somebody should be ruling these people with an iron fist. Somebody should be telling people what the hell to do. If they don't get in line, make them get in line. That's Rick Jones. Like, you sound a whole lot like Dr. Doom right now. And then Hulk just turns around to him like, maybe Dr. Doom had a point. You know, hashtag Dr. Doom was right. You know, so he's just into it. He was, and then Hulk trying to like drives the point home. He was like, look at all this superhero shit you got in your room right now. You got Wolverine's claws, you riding around Professor X, you got Captain America's shield, Mjolnir. Did any of that shit help you? It didn't. At the end of the day, we still ended up in the same spot where we were going to end up anyway. Superheroes, no superheroes. So fuck all of them. So he finds oh, okay. This is actually like a little Easter egg going on right now, which I think Peter David wrote the story also. Okay. So the story, the building he goes to is the Alchemix story. Now, this is some deep cut shit we're talking about right here, Eli. Alchemix is the evil organization in the Spider-Man 2099 comics. Okay. Now, yeah, 2099, I think, Spider-Man book, I think that was also written by Peter David. So all this shit might be canonical. Maybe. I don't know. You know. Anyway, he goes to the Alchemix place. He finds a bunch of basically clone bodies. You know, he finds a whole bunch of clone bodies. He's like, you know, I could do something with this shit. So he takes the clone bodies, and I'm gonna see if I can. Oh, hold up. I gotta show you shit. Because the more and more the book is going on, the more and more he's starting to look like Maestro of the future. So he goes to AC a whole bunch of home bodies. He's like, oh, I can do some shit with this. You know. So he said it may take me a few months, but when it's all said and done, I'm gonna figure this shit out and we're gonna go back to it. So he goes, and we don't know how much time has passed. All we know is that we go back to see Hercules. Hercules, like I said, got this woman with him. We know what they're about to do. And that same dude, that church usher, whatever the fuck, he was Maestro's assistant in the other book. He's still here. And he basically says, I need your attention to do something. He was like, I'm busy. Oh, well, maybe the Hulk didn't want to talk to you. He's like, wait, the Hulk? So he drops the woman and goes to find out what the hell is going on. No. I'm going to find out what the Hulk is doing. Because, you know, he wants to fight again. You know, he want to finish the fight. And that's when Hulk shows up. And I almost feel bad about calling him the Hulk, because the more and more this book goes on, the more I feel like calling him Maestro. You know, he's talking to the people. He got them all, I guess, Times Square, because like I said, they're in New York. And basically telling them what needs going on. Look, I know how to fix the radiation place. I know how to make a place where radiation won't be fixed. If you come with me, everything will be okay. Rule is you got to follow everything I say. None of this run around shit that Hercules doing. I rule you if you come with me. All you got to do is come with me. And he telling, and matter of fact, he said he has an army that'll protect them if they come with them, so nobody can hurt them in their place. But you still got to do what I say. You know, the people like, nah, we're gonna stay here. And that's what Hulk's like, okay, so be it. So he sends the attack dogs of war on the people. You know, and so that's when he stopped being Hulk and he's just full on Maestro now. He's just fucking evil at this point. He doesn't even care anymore. And that's when Hercules isn't here to stop Hulk from doing this shit. He just wants to fight him. He don't give a shit what Hulk does, you know. And then he's like, now we got a ball game. So Hercules is coming back to him. And that's another story about Rick Jones fighting a Wolverine skeleton. I don't give a shit. Overall, pretty cool story. We're getting to that point. We're seeing Hercules' point of view, and we're kind of seeing where Hulk's point of view transferred from, like I said, Hulk to Maestro. He's not full Maestro yet. He's almost there. And we're pretty sure that he's going to kill Hercules. Now, Eli, did you hear anybody else talk about this story, about how they say that the story might... Iron Man said it. I'm sorry. Man Reborn 2000, you said this, that this story probably a fuck you to Greg Pak's run.
Oh, yeah.
Because Hercules was the star of that Hulk book, and now Hulk in this book is beating the shit out of Hercules. Now, the only reason I'm saying it might not be is because Amadeus Cho isn't here. Now, if Amadeus Cho was here also and Hulk like eats him some shit like that, then I was like, okay, yeah, that's definitely a fuck you to them. You know, that's my thing. Overall, cool story. I think this is kind of like a breather for the episode. It's the calm before the storm. So I'm gonna just give it like a good 4 out of 5. Still a strong story. Like I said, give me what I want. Hercules versus Hulk. Give me that shit all day. Superhero fight. I'm easy. Give me superhero fights. Peter Davis fucking great part. Yes, that's what I think this is. But Eli, what you think about it?
No, I dug it. Yeah, it's cool. We're finally getting there. We're seeing the seeds being sown to where he's becoming Maestro, and yeah, it's cool. Seeing you totally get it. You totally understand where he's coming from, and you know, Hercules being this sort of dumbass kind of.
Which he's always been anyway, you know.
Yeah. You know, just sort of, you know, indulging in, you know, the riches and the wealth and the women and, you know, it's funny that's all he's in it for. And and Hulk's like, you know, no, there needs to be more meaning to this. And you know, I thought I like that, you know.
But
Hulk, cool.
But the thing is, like I said, since we know where Maestro ends up anyway, eventually Hulk ends up doing the same shit Hercules doing. Just weed, women, you know, wine, whatever. Eventually he didn't care either. You know.
Yeah, and that was a cool, like, you know, that scene with Rick Jones when he's like, ordinary people fucked everything up. He's like, hey, Betty was an ordinary person. So was I. So was you before all this shit, you know. So, you know, that's he's like the angel on his shoulder, you know, sort of trying to influence him. But you can just tell, you know, he's too far gone now.
Right, and plus we know how that story ends, so it's with Rick and Hulk. But yeah, that's how it goes in there. So overall, yeah, like I said, strong book. I'm staying with the Maestro story. Like I said, we got 2 more issues. Like I said, it's Peter David. You can't go wrong. You know, how many Hulk books was that we did today? 2, 3? I think 2. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, anything else you got to add, Eli, before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, I'm all booked out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm booked out too. Like I said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everybody for jumping in, live commenting. Hey, share this shit out, you know, like it, tell people about it, you know, get the party going. Next week, we're going to talk about Baby Yoda. That's all we're going to talk about. It may be some other people in that show, but we're just going to talk about Baby Yoda, you know? Yeah. So and definitely.
I might be delayed on that because I think we're driving back next weekend. So I might be back by Monday. So you know, just a heads up with y'all. Lights.
The Washington slasher is behind you. So yeah, we'll play it by ear. We'll figure this thing out. Oh yeah, shameless plug. Are you gonna be able to make Tuesday, Eli?
Probably, yeah. It's during the day, so I shouldn't have a problem. Yeah.
Okay, so Tuesday we're doing another. I don't know what that thing is. We're looking up with Gomer. We're looking at Gomer. We're gonna do a top 5 best comic book movies not in the MCU. I actually don't have a list yet. I will have one by Tuesday. And I'm pretty sure whatever I come up with, we will argue. It will be some shit throwing and shit slinging going on in this argument, but that's just what it's going to be. So I don't know what everybody else is going to be. I don't want to know. We would just talk it out and just go from there. You know. So yeah, we're gonna go from there. Until then, like I said, happy Halloween. Follow the do's and don'ts. You're not gonna listen to us, but we did our job. That's all we can do. Until then, it's Leroy.